So you're thinking about moving from California to Michigan? Well, you're in luck because in this video, I'm going to share my experience moving to California, staying there for about a year, and then packing up and heading back to Michigan. So if that interests you, stick around because we're getting after it right now. My name is Eric Meldrum, and my team and I are getting phone calls, texts, emails every single day from people just like you, and you, who are thinking about making a move to Ann Arbor, Michigan, and we want to help you do just that. So whether you're making a move in 1 month or 1 year from now, go ahead, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, and book a Zoom call so we can help you make a smooth move to Ann Arbor, Michigan. All right, so let's get right into it. Back in 2015, my wife and I packed up everything, left Michigan, and moved out to California, and we took a job out in Irvine, California, and we were in our honeymoon phase. It was everything everybody told us that we would love about California. The beaches, the weather, it was all amazing. The dining, it was great. But something drew us back to Michigan, and I want to share exactly what that was. And having lived in California for about a year, just give you guys a compare and contrast of exactly what my experience was living out there, being from the Midwest, and then why I eventually came back to live in Michigan and raise my family. Okay, so I wrote down 10 things that I wish I would have known, specifically about California before I moved there. And, having lived it, I can only compare, living here in the Midwest. So I did a compare and contrast on these 10 things to give you my perception of why I prefer living in Michigan, specifically Ann Arbor, compared to California. All right, so number one was sense of community. When we were out in California, we didn't really feel like we had a good community to tap into. We were in Irvine, which was inland from Laguna Beach and Newport Beach, both great areas, both really high-end areas. We were definitely looking to make friends in those areas, and it just seemed really hard to do. It seemed like a lot of people were just kind of doing their own thing, had their own group of friends, and not looking outward into making friends or doing those type of things. So back in the Midwest, I found it a little bit more easy to relate to people that were doing similar things and make friends within that community. So I would say the community atmosphere here in Ann Arbor, Michigan was more appealing to me and more laid back and easier to kind of break into. All right, number two is the startup community. Now, that's something I've always been passionate about in my entire career, working for startups and just being a part of building something has always really appealed to me. So I gravitate towards those type of things. In California specifically, there's a lot of big businesses. I didn't really find that small, tightly knit startup community that I was hoping to find with entrepreneurs. Now, there's a lot of cool things going on out there, but I felt Ann Arbor had a specific niche that filled my burning desire to be part of startups and really tap into that ecosystem, partnering with other innovators and other people that can help bring ideas to life. So I found Ann Arbor was a little bit more appealing in that regard. All right, so number three on the list is the Ann Arbor school systems here in Ann Arbor. We have some of the best school systems. We weren't ready to raise a family out in California, but I did some research, just recently before I shot this video on the school systems out there. And although they're rated pretty good, I would say compared to what we have here in Ann Arbor, it's light years ahead of the school systems just from the rankings and some of the reviews I read. So if you're looking for good school systems, Ann Arbor has some of the best school systems in the nation. All right, so number four is the job market. Now, California has a lot of different opportunities and a lot of things to do out there for work. There's a lot of cool companies, but looking at getting a job out there and then also trying to raise a family, buy a house, we really needed to make like a boatload of money. And for the amount of real estate that we could have bought out there, for the jobs that we were looking at in our careers, we needed to make double to afford what we really wanted. So, the job opportunity, although there are a lot of jobs in California, I would say back here in Michigan, we found more comparable paying jobs, about the same salaries out there, that made it more affordable for us to live, and buy the home that we wanted to buy. So ultimately, job market aside, looking at housing prices was a big factor in where we chose to work and how we chose, to go about finding work. All right, so number 5 is there's tons of diversity in both California and Ann Arbor, Michigan. I would say they're both really comparable. Both really value diversity and inclusion. So, I would say for somebody moving from California to Ann Arbor, you don't get a lot of compare and contrast with that. It's very accepting of all cultures, all walks of life, and there's nothing negative that I can say about it at all. All right, so number 6 on the list is the change of weather. And don't get me wrong, I love sunny days in California. If I could sit on the beach all day long and just soak in the sun, I would probably do it. But there's something nostalgic about just the change of seasons, getting that spring air or getting that fall weather, and the leaves start falling and they start changing colors. There's something really magical about that growing up here and having seen that, and then moving out to California and spending a year there where it was literally sunny, 24/7. And I was waiting for a gloomy day to just go in and, curl up on the couch, watch a movie, get a cup of coffee and just be lazy. But all the weather out there just pulls you out. It's like, hey, you got to be active. It's sunny out. Get outside. So you can do that here in Michigan. There's plenty of rainy days, plenty of snowy days, and you have no problem staying in and just grabbing a cup of coffee and sitting on the couch and watching a movie. Okay, so number 7 is both California and Ann Arbor on the safety rankings. I would say they're pretty high. We were in Irvine again, so I would say Irvine's that little bubble. We weren't in LA or anything where things are all crazy. So in terms of safety, the area of California we were in was really safe. So compare that to Ann Arbor, and I would say I haven't felt uncomfortable in any situation, walking downtown or just being out and about in the community. Overall, the crime and safety ratings well, the crime's not rated high, but the safety ratings for Ann Arbor are rated very high, and the crime is rated very low. Okay, so number 8, although there are not beaches here in Michigan, we have plenty of inland lakes. So that's one thing I do miss about California is the beaches, being able to just go, pick up, grab your stuff, and go to a public beach. Here in Michigan, you do have to plan it out. If you don't live on a lake, then you do have to plan out, traveling to, a certain beach or a certain lake that has public access. But overall, if you like lakes, Michigan has a ton of them. Head north or even here in Livingston and Washtenaw County, there are a ton of lakes everywhere. So if you're looking for that lake life here in Michigan, there's a ton of options. If we wanted to be anywhere close to the water in California, again, we would have been paying through the roof for housing. I mean, you probably get at the time when we were looking, we found a 2-bedroom condo for, I think it was like $750,000, like 16 blocks from the beach. Like, to me, that was just absolutely insane. Like $750,000 here will get you like a 5,000 square foot mansion on a lake. So comparing those two, I'll take this every day of the week. All right, so number 9 on the list is being centrally located. That was really important to us. So when we looked at, living in California, we were just living near where we worked, right? So we were in Irvine, and traveling anywhere and everywhere around California, as you've heard, is a nightmare, right? Getting on the freeway and you're just in traffic 24/7. People honking their horns, people driving crazy. I mean, it's absolute nightmare. So when we moved back to Michigan and we picked Ann Arbor, that was really centrally located to both of our families in Metro Detroit, in the Flint area. And then we ended up moving and living just outside of Ann Arbor, just north of it. And it has access, you can get into Metro Detroit within about 30 minutes. You can get up to Flint in about 30 minutes. You can get over to Lansing in about 30 minutes. So really anywhere you're trying to go in Michigan, you have highway access that'll get you there within 30 to 45 minutes. All right, and last on the list is the Midwest kindness. So I may have coined that term. I don't know. People are probably using it out there, and I think I'm the only one. But the kindness that I feel here in Michigan, and specifically Ann Arbor and the surrounding area, is nothing like I felt in California. So, when we go to the grocery store, we would just be in line, and you make small talk here in the Midwest. Small talk's a thing, and a lot of people just weren't having it in California. Got some dirty looks, got some dirty stares. But here in the Midwest, if you want to have a conversation, all you got to do is turn around and have a conversation with somebody, and everybody's willing to talk. All right, guys, so those are the things that we saw moving from California to Michigan. Some of them are preference to us, but if you guys have any questions, please drop in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer them. And guys, if you are thinking about relocating or moving to Ann Arbor, Michigan, or looking for a second home or maybe an investment property, go ahead and give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, and book a Zoom call so you can talk to one of our agents, and we'd be happy to help you make a smooth move to Ann Arbor, Michigan.